My nanny is very strange. My son is sick and needs a kidney transplant. He is more anxious than me and takes his son to match. After the matching is successful, he pushed his son into the operating room without hesitation. This is your fate, but I stopped him and asked him to wait. Just because I was reborn, the nanny secretly swapped our son in the last life. When his son had kidney problems, he couldn't wait to let my son save his son's life. My biological son died because he was tortured and infected by him after the operation. He and his biological son teamed up to kill me and took away all my property. This time I will not only protect my biological son, but also send this vicious mother and son to hell. Go and save the young master. This is your fate. Just like in the last life, after learning that Man's kidney had problems, Lin Mei brought his son to match as soon as possible. I tried to stop him again and again. After all, his son is only 13 years old this year. How could I ask for a 13-year-old's kidney for my own child? But Lin Mei still insisted. After the matching was successful, she even decided on this matter without my husband and me. Man's kidney transplant was very successful, but Lin Mei's son died because of postoperative wound infection and was not treated in time. I felt guilty towards Lin Mei, so I treated her better from then on, and always told Man that I would treat Lin Mei like my biological mother in the future. Man was very obedient, and he was obedient until he grew up, and then he joined forces with my husband and Lin Mei to kill me and take away all my property. After death, I learned that my child was swapped by my husband and Lin Mei as soon as he was born, and Man, who had been raised by me, was the child of Lin Mei and my husband. The one who died was my own flesh and blood. In my new life, I still rejected Lin Mei at the first time. Lin Mei looked more anxious than me, her biological mother. It was already too late. Saving the young master was the most important thing. I smiled at Lin Mei and my eyes fell on the little boy next to him. This was my own flesh and blood. He was standing in front of me alive and well. I suppressed the surging emotions in my heart and stroked his cheek gently. I had to check Dongdong's physical condition first to see if he could have surgery. I had to give him a full body check first. In this life, I had to make sure my son was safe and sound before sending the three of them to hell. Dongdong was in great shape. You don't have to worry about that. Lin Mei pulled Dongdong to her side while talking and brainwashed him in the most gentle voice. Dongdong, you are your mother's good son, so you have to listen to your mother and save the young master. Ma Dongdong seemed very surprised. Staring blankly at Lin Mei suppressed her impatience and smiled, saying Dongdong is the most obedient child in the world, not Ma Dongdong, lowering his eyes. His thick and long eyelashes blocked the real emotions in his eyes, and he nodded. Mom, I promise you to give your kidney to the young master. My eyes were hot, and I lowered my head quickly, and struggled to hold back the tears that were about to burst out. Dongdong was just a 13-year-old child, so humble, it can be seen how Lin Wei usually abused him. It's all my fault. I can't even recognize my own flesh and blood. I caused my child to suffer so much in the last life and lost his precious life at a young age. Su Yongnian and Lin Mei are even more damnable. I gently patted Dongdong's shoulder. Dongdong, do you know what a kidney is? Dongdong looked at me and shook his head. I didn't know. But Mom wants me to give it to the young master. The kidney is an organ in your body. I pointed to his waist right here. If you agree, the doctor will operate on you and take your kidney out of your body. Dongdong's shocked eyes suddenly hit Lin Mei, and Lin Mei should squeeze out a smile. Don't scare Dongdong. He is afraid that he will not agree. Then he said to me, Zhang Shui, I know you think Dongdong is still young and not suitable for donating kidneys, but this is Dongdong's life. It is his blessing that he can save the young master. Then he dragged Dongdong to his side and said, Mom will take you to see a doctor first. Wait a minute. My voice sounds a little cold and hard. Lin Mei did not stop but just looked back at me. Zhang Shui. Don't worry, I will arrange it. I resisted the urge to kill Lin Mei directly, and extended it to Lin Mei. Lin Mei stopped and turned around and said impatiently, Zhang Shui. I am doing this for your own good. The young master is your own flesh and blood. I asked Dongdong to donate a kidney to the young master to help you. Why are you so nosy? Although he is my nanny, he has been calling me by my name for so many years and is on an equal footing with me. Of course, I don't have any class concept. Nanny is just his job in my family. I have never argued with him about these things because he has been so good to Man over the years. Seems that he has really forgotten his identity. I couldn't squeeze forward, pulled Dongdong to my side and looked at him coldly. You also said that Man is my son. I have the final say on whether to have the operation or not. Lin Mei was shocked and anxious. What do you mean by this? I don't want to tear my face with Lin Mei directly now. I smiled and said, I have to check Dongdong's physical condition first to see if he is suitable for donating a kidney. Something flashed in Lin Mei's eyes, and she was about to say something but stopped. In a blink of an eye, she changed her face again and smiled and said, You are still thoughtful. Then I will take Dongdong for a checkup and I will arrange it. When Lin Mei opened his mouth, I interrupted him and said, Leave Dong Dong to me, are you worried? Lin Mei paused and forced a smile. Of course I'm worried. Dong Dong, you come with me. Remember to be obedient. Dong Dong nodded. I took Dong Dong to find Professor Chan, who was hired by this hospital with a large sum of money. He is a leading figure in the field of Chinese medicine. In the past, I would bring Man here every year and ask Professor Chan to check Man's body. This time, when Professor Chan saw that I brought another child, he just paused slightly and said with a smile, "You don't have an appointment today." Professor Chan took the time to feel Dong Dong's pulse during the lunch break. Looking at his tightly furrowed brows, my heart seemed to be tightly grasped by a hand, and even breathing became difficult. After a long time, Professor Chan finished feeling Dong Dong's pulse and asked me whose child Dong Dong was. I sideways glanced at Dong Dong. This child has been quiet since he came with me. There is no expression on his thin face, and his eyes are also somewhat beautiful, as if he is related to this. The world has lost contact. I endured the pain and asked Professor Chan how he is. Professor Chan sighed and said, "This child has been malnourished for a long time. There is no need to take his pulse. Look at his pale and thin face. This is a symptom of not eating enough for a long time. The child's stomach is not good and his kidneys are weak." I was stunned. Professor Chan saw that I had misunderstood and explained that it was caused by excessive thinking. This child seems to keep everything in his heart and doesn't vent it. How can that be possible? He has suffered from insomnia at a young age. Look at his dark circles. So I ask you, whose child is he? Is it true? Professor Chan didn't say the following words in front of Dong Dong. I knew he wanted to ask me if Dong Dong was abused by his parents, or if he had no parents at all and was an orphan. Every word he said was so painful to me. I couldn't hold back my tears anymore. Big drops flowed out of my eyes. Professor Chan quickly said, "Don't worry. These can be recovered. The child is still young and his body functions will recover quickly." Okay, my voice trembled and I realized Dong Dong was looking at me. I wiped away my tears and turned my head to look at him, but I met his calm gaze without a trace of warmth. "Don't worry," he said lightly. "I will donate a kidney to your son." Professor Chan stood up abruptly when he heard this. How could he donate a kidney? How could he donate a kidney in his physical condition, and how old is he? "Han Jiangxue, I know your son needs a kidney, and I am also trying to find a way for you." I hugged Dong Dong and said, "Dong Dong, Mom, I don't want your kidney. I just want you to be well, healthy and happy." Yes, my child will be healthy and happy. From now on, I will never let him get hurt again. Dong Dong in my arms stiffened, as if someone had pressed his acupoints. I let go of Dong Dong and held his thin cheeks. "Dong Dong, will you follow me in the future?" Dong Dong's brows were stained with confusion. He lowered his eyes and murmured, "But Mom, I was afraid of scaring Dong Dong, so I didn't dare to tell him directly. I am his mother, but Professor Chan, I figured out what was going on with Jiang Shui." I stroked the back of Dong Dong's head and told Professor Chan that there was no need to look for a kidney donor because my child didn't need one. After a pause, Professor Chan reacted and stared at Dong Dong's face for a long time. He nodded and left Professor Chen's clinic. I took Dong Dong to a private hospital and did a full body check. The results were pretty much the same as what Professor Chen said. He just needed breeding, but I would not forgive Su Yongyan and Lin Mei for this. After that, I took Dong Dong for a genetic test. During this period, I never answered any calls from Su Yongyan and Lin Mei until I got the test results, which was 24 hours later. During these 24 hours, I took Dong Dong to a large flat under my name. I have a lot of real estate and Su Yongyan couldn't find me for a while. I could also see that Dong Dong wanted to go home to find his mother. Although Lin Mei had been abusing him, in his heart, Lin Mei was always the most important person to him. "Auntie, he has passed the voice change period." There was a hint of coldness in the boy's voice. I should go home. I didn't want to make my mother worry. Until I got the test results, he was still young and couldn't understand my cautious explanation. "Dong Dong, what it means is that I am your mother." Dong Dong's tender and handsome face was full of disbelief, and his dark pupils were shaking with his shock. I was already in tears. "I'm sorry, Dong Dong. It's Mom's fault. It's Mom who lost you and made you suffer for so many years. Can you forgive Mom?" Dong Dong looked at me steadily without saying a word, suddenly turned back to the room and closed the door. I knew Dong Dong couldn't accept this reality yet. I wanted to give him time and space to digest this fact, so I kept waiting outside. I wanted to go in to accompany him, but I was worried that he would refuse, so I said something for myself outside. Half an hour later, I knocked on the door and pushed it open. "Dong Dong," I tentatively called his name. The boy sat on the sofa with his head down. There seemed to be a sad atmosphere around him.
My heart 啊，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，我是你的小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎有你小丫丫，阿加莎 I called out mom. Mom, Dong Dong hugged me. Mom, don't cry.
It's not your fault, it's not your fault. I lost my own child. Even if, as Dong Dong said, I am also a victim, I still feel that I have no right to feel wronged. I just want Dong Dong to let go of the past. Dong Dong, then you promise Mom not to be sad, okay? After a long time, Dong Dong said that I was not sad, but I understood the reason why he didn't like me because he was not my mother. Mom loves you, Mom will give you all her love. I hugged him tightly, obviously having so many things to say to him, obviously wanting him to feel my surging love for him, but in the end it could only turn into a silent hug. I knew that as long as I surrounded Dong Dong with love in the days to come, he would feel it, but I was anxious. I wanted to heal the pain and loopholes in his heart as soon as possible, and sent someone to protect Dong Dong. When I showed up, Su Yongnian and Lin Mei were already crazy with anxiety. As soon as they met, Su Yongnian questioned me harshly. Where did you take Dong Dong? Lin Mei stamped her feet anxiously. Young Master Jiang Shui, the sooner the operation is done, the better. We can't delay it any longer. Dong Dong, I saw Lin Mei's anxious expression. It was a kind of enjoyment for me. Although I am also a mother, as long as I think about the fact that in my previous life I died in my hands which were like pearls and jades and raised by me, even if he is still a 13-year-old child now, I still think his death is not a pity. I gave him the best education in the world and the best of everything, but he still couldn't resist. He has the blood of his biological parents in his body. He is an ungrateful person who can't be raised. He is a born bad seed. I sighed and said hurtfully, I took Dong Dong for a checkup. The doctor said that Dong Dong has been malnourished for a long time. All organs in his body need to be well nurtured, especially the kidneys. He can't have surgery now. Lin Mei opened her mouth wanting to say something and asked, Are you abusing Dong Dong? Don't you usually give him food? A guilty look flashed across Lin Mei's face. I Shu Yong, my husband. He stood beside Lin Mei and looked at me coldly. Han Jiangxue. Lin Mei was willing to let Dong Dong donate a kidney to Man Man. You should be grateful that he saved your child. Why are you asking these nonsense? I think Lin Mei is more worried about Man Man than you, his biological mother. Where is Dong Dong? Bring him here quickly. After the operation, the kidney will be with Man Man. Let him take care of it himself. I looked at Lin Mei again. What are you thinking? Lin Mei looked at me deeply, as if she wanted to create a righteous personality for herself. Jiang Shui, as long as the young master can be fine, I am willing to do anything you ask me to do. I curled the corners of my lips, sarcastically saying that you said this. People who don't know would think Man Man is your son. You are guilty. I just said it casually and Lin Mei panicked. Jiang Shui, don't talk nonsense. I am doing this for your own good. Su Yongnian walked up to me and shouted condescendingly, Jiang Shui. I will say it one last time. Bring Dong Dong here and give Man Man a kidney. I don't know how you, your biological mother, could. It's a matter of fact, but Man Man is my own flesh and blood. You don't care about me as your biological father, but you care about me. You just like to see the two of you anxious. I said, Dong Dong's body is not suitable for surgery now, so I can't come for the time being. I patted Lin Mei's shoulder and said with a smile, Don't worry, I will take good care of Dong Dong. Lin Mei's eyes suddenly became red, but Xiao Xiao couldn't wait any longer. I sighed. There was nothing I could do if I couldn't wait. I just thought he had a bad fate and God destined him to die early. Or maybe his parents did something wrong in their previous life, and they had to pay back to the child in this life. I turned to leave, but my wrist suddenly tightened. Su Yongnian's movements were also quite rude. He dragged me to Man Man's ward and pointed at the sickly boy on the bed and said, Look, this is your son. Don't you feel sorry for him? Han Jiangxue. Where is your heart? Man Man was sitting on the bed playing with the tablet. This time he put down the tablet and asked his father, What's wrong? Su Yongnian snorted coldly. You have found a kidney source, but your mother doesn't know how to worry at all. It seems that he doesn't care about you at all. Man Man confided in her heart, pursed her lips and looked at me with disgust. You only need to take the money and you don't have to worry about the rest. I don't know how Lin Lei brainwashed Man Man behind the scenes to make him hate me as a mother so much, but I don't care anymore. Your father is rich too, so let your father take the money. Man Man certainly knows that his father is rich, so when he heard me say that, he didn't care at all. Anyway, he knew that he would give him money, so what are you doing here? Get out quickly, I don't want to see you. I'm annoyed when I see you. I shrugged at Su Yongnian. You heard it. Your son is annoyed with me, he doesn't want to see me, then I'm out. Su Yongnian chased out a few steps. Han Jiangxue, hand over Dongdong quickly. I smiled slightly. I'll say it one last time. Dongdong is not suitable for surgery now. Sister is taking care of him, you just wait. Su Yongnian narrowed his eyes. Dangerously, Han Jiangxue, I'll give you one last chance. Otherwise don't blame me for being rude to you. Raised my hand and slapped him hard on the face with great force. Su Yongnian's cheeks were instantly red and swollen. He stared at me in surprise and anger. Han Jiangxue, you dare to hit me? I sneered and said contemptuously, I will hit you if you want to. A phoenix man who married into the family. I will hit you if I want to. Su Yongnian's expression froze, and the next second he became angry and embarrassed. What did you say? I laughed. What's the matter? You have been a son-in-law in our Han family for so many years, and you have forgotten your identity? I stepped forward, my aura was fully open, and I was calm and nonchalant. How do you want to be rude to me? Su Yongnian clenched his teeth, his eyes heavy. Han Jiangxue, do you know what the price of your slap will be? I don't think it will cost much. At this point, Su Yongnian still has the attitude of a superior. Aren't you afraid of losing my love for you? I couldn't help laughing. He is really humorous. Su Yongnian's condescending expression cracked instantly. What are you laughing at? Your love makes my shoulders tremble with laughter. Su Yongnian, what is your love? Is it valuable? Su Yongnian opened his mouth. You should ask Lin Mei to see if your love is worthless. I looked at Su Yongnian as if I were an idiot, and ridiculed him so much that he was stunned. What do you mean? He probed carefully. I want to get an answer. Do I already know the little thing between him and Lin Mei? But I won't tell him directly, let him guess it himself. I hope he can enjoy this anxious and uneasy feeling for a while. Su Yongnian stood there and didn't follow me. I took a few steps and saw Lin Mei. Right, he has a question for you. When I walked to Lin Mei's side, I stopped and whispered, he wants to ask you. His love is worth money. Lin Mei also froze in place. I went home to accompany Dongdong. The name Dongdong is too casual. I don't want my own child to be angry with the name given by Lin Mei. I want to change Dongdong's name, but I still have to discuss it with him and respect his opinion. But Dongdong answered without hesitation, I think I should have a good talk with him. But as soon as I opened my mouth, the child seemed, you know what I am going to say, Mom, I am fine now. I used to think that Mom didn't like me and I was very sad, but now I know that you are my mom and I have a mom who loves me, and that is enough. To protect my son's kidneys, I held him in my arms, and then I dared to let my tears flow. You not only have a mom who loves you, but also grandparents who love you. You accept Mom now. Mom will take you to meet grandparents, okay? Dongdong nodded, yes. I wiped away my tears and let him go. Dongdong, are you happy now? Dongdong did not answer my question immediately. He seemed to be looking for his true thoughts. I looked at him nervously, my heart hanging in my throat, and Dongdong's cold voice rang in my ears. Mom, I am very happy. My vision became a little blurred again. Really? Dongdong smiled. Really, I am very happy. I am not lying to you, Mom. I took Dongdong to my parents and told them everything in front of Dongdong. This was also the first time that Dongdong heard the whole story in full. My mother was angry and distressed. She hugged Dongdong tightly, saying, My eldest grandson, you have suffered. My father was even more furious. How dare the two of them take on this responsibility? There is no one in our Han family. It will be easier for me to kill them than to crush an ant. My mother quickly covered Dongdong's ears and blamed him, saying, Be careful with your words in front of the child. I naturally understood my parents' feelings. I hated Su Yongnian and Lin Lei more than they did. My father sat down heavily on the sofa and began to blame me, saying, I didn't agree with you being with Su Yongnian at the beginning. You must marry him, and now you see his true colors. For that white moonlight, he is willing to sacrifice even his own son. This beast, my dad is right to scold him. Every word is so eloquent, I really can't refute it. My mom feels sorry for me again. Xiaoshu has also been taught a lesson. Besides, Dongdong is back now, right with us. Dongdong has suffered for 13 years. Who will compensate him for these 13 years? My dad has stood up again that Su Wunyan and Lin Mei must die, and Man, he is the one I think growing up. It's useless to bully my eldest grandson. My mother could only cover Dongdong's ears silently, and coax Dongdong softly. Let's not listen to Grandpa's nonsense. Your grandpa is a firecracker. Dongdong burst out laughing. This was the first time I saw him laugh so happily. What Dongdong? My father waved his hand and said, Let's not use the name that the beasts gave us. From now on, Dongdong's surname will be Han, and he will be called Han Han. My father thought about it for a night, and the next morning he went to the study and wrote down 2 words with a big brush. Is Jing Han Shirqing, how about it? Dong hi big baby, do you like it? Dongdong's cheeks turned red and nodded. I like it. My father slapped the table and said, That's it, from now on our big baby will be called Han Shirqing, and the nickname will be Ching Ching. I once tilted my head to look at those 2 words. What's the meaning? My father rolled his eyes at me with disdain, asking you to study and raise pigs. You don't even know this, the most expensive dragon and tiger list. The honest deer is the prime minister. Check it out yourself what it means. Dong dong is not right. It should be called ching ching. Ching ching lowered his head to hold back his laughter, then looked up and said to my dad, Grandpa, I like this name very much. Thank you, look how polite my big baby is. My dad gently hugged him in his arms. It's just that he is too thin and a little short, but that's a big deal. He will gain weight in a few days at Grandma and Grandma's house. My mom went over with a smile and said, Ching Ching, drink a glass of milk every day from now on so that we can grow up. Ching Ching looked at my mom, then at me and my dad. His eyes slightly reddened. Okay, my parents are both generous people and don't like to make the atmosphere so stained. While talking and laughing, Ching Ching's face smiled more and more. It can be seen that he likes his grandma and grandpa very much, especially his grandfather. Although he has a bad temper, he is usually humorous and interesting. He is indeed a little Hanyuan. After breakfast, he wanted to go with me to settle accounts with Su Yongnian and Lin Mei, but I stopped him. Dad, I will take care of this matter. You and Mom stay at home and help me take care of Ching Ching and the school matters. Ching, you go find someone. Ching Ching's academic performance must be lagging behind now. My dad is outspoken. If he can't keep up, then he can't keep up. Ching Ching is my grandson. Even if he can't do anything, I will support him for the rest of his life. You go aside. My mom pushed my dad away. You are doting on him. You are already half buried in the ground. I can't accompany Ching Ching for the rest of his life. I will find a teacher for Ching Ching. It will be hard for Ching Ching during this period. Baby, you stay at home with Grandma and Grandpa. Mom will go out first and come back in the evening. I patted Ching Ching's head gently and asked her to hug Mom. Okay? Ching Ching hugged me, hesitated and said shyly, Mom, be careful. Ching Ching didn't come back until now. He is not used to all this yet. He is not familiar with me and my parents, but he is related by blood. He is close to me and Grandma and Grandpa. But I believe that it won't be long before Ching Ching will be like a normal child and completely integrated into his family. I felt much more relaxed. I lowered my head and kissed Ching Ching on the cheek and went out of the company parking lot. As soon as I parked the car, Su Yongnian appeared. Jiang Shui strode over. I finally found you. Why didn't you answer my call? I locked the car door and spoke lightly. Su Yongnian locked the door. He changed his previous arrogant attitude and smiled. A closer look showed that there was a hint of flattery in that smile. Jiang Shui, I was wrong yesterday. I apologize to you. Please forgive me. It's not that our son is sick and I'm anxious, so I'm in a bad mood and speak in a bad mood. I won't do that again in the future. I looked at him coldly. Su Yongnian continued to smile. In fact, you were also wrong. How could you say that about Lin Mei and me? I am your husband. I curled my lips. Lin Mei is also your white moonlight. Su Yongnian sighed. So you figured it out. Yes, I did date Lin Mei, but we ended a long time ago. The relationship between her and me is a thing of the past. I asked her to be a nanny in our house just because I felt sorry for her and introduced her to a job. I really have nothing to do with him anymore, Jiang Shui. You are the only one in my heart. I smiled foolishly and walked towards the elevator. Su Yongnian quickly followed and entered the elevator with me. Jiang Shui, believe me, Lin Mei and I really have nothing to do with each other. I pressed the elevator button. It has nothing to do with me. Su Yongnian asked tentatively, you don't want to divorce me? I laughed. What are you thinking? How could I divorce you? He and I didn't sign a prenuptial agreement. If we divorced, wouldn't I have to give him half of the property under my name? For me, there is no divorce, only widowhood. Su Yongnian's tense nerves relaxed. I said, you love me so much. How could you bear to leave me? The elevator gradually rose and arrived at my office. Su Yongnian said again, Jiang Shui, where's Dong Dong? Man is still waiting for a kidney transplant. I know you think Dong Dong is too young and you can't bear to give him a kidney, but Dong Dong is not our child after all, or our own son is more important. What do you think? I pretended to be embarrassed, but I was really embarrassed. Besides, Dong Dong is still recuperating. Anxiety appeared on Su Yongnian's calm face again. Aren't you worried about our own son? Maybe this is fate, I said resignedly. Man is destined to die early. This is not a fact we can't change. Yongnian, just accept the reality. Su Yongnian stopped talking, and his face became colder and colder. After a long time, he spoke in a cold voice. Han Jiangxue, did you know this a long time ago? I pretended to be puzzled. What do you know? Do you know about Man's condition? Didn't you know it a long time ago? Su Yongnian looked at me carefully, as if he wanted to find even a crack on my face, but he failed. He didn't dare to admit it himself. Man is his and Lin Mei's child, so he can only continue to play dumb. As Man's biological mother, can't I try my best for my son? What do you mean this is fate? Is this what a mother should say? Then what else can I do? Su Yongnian gritted his teeth and nodded. Go to the hospital to see Man later. No mother like you would leave her seriously ill son in the hospital and just ignore him. Do you want me to go see Man and give up the maternal love in my heart? Okay, then I'll go and see how he and Lin Mei's son is suffering from illness. After a day's work, I came to the hospital slowly. Lin Mei should have told Man about it. He burst into tears as soon as he saw me. Mom, I'm still feeling bad. When can I be discharged from the hospital? I want to go to school. I walked to the bedside and stroked Man-Man's head gently. Man-Man, Mom knows you're feeling bad. But there's nothing you can do. Just bear with it. Let Dong Dong give me his kidney, Man-Man said as a matter of course. Dong Dong has 2 kidneys anyway. He won't die if you give me one. Aunt May said that as long as Dong Dong gives me his kidney, I can be discharged from the hospital. I touched the hand on Man-Man's head, slightly increased its strength, and a touch of cruelty surged in his heart. No, Dong Dong is the same age as you. If you ask him to give you his kidney, what will he do in the future? Why don't you give him some money? Even if he dies, what does it have to do with us? Man-Man said nonchalantly. At the age of 13, he should have seen the vicious side of this world. I sat down on the edge of the bed and smiled at Man-Man. It was a cruel and evil smile. Then you can die, it doesn't matter. Man-Man was frightened by me and screamed. Su Yongnian, who had been outside the door, rushed in with Lin Mei. What happened to the young master? Lin Mei's face was full of worry, and she was concerned about whether he was uncomfortable again. Man-Man pointed at me and cried, "Get out, you are not my mother. You are a devil, I don't want to see you." He got into Lin Mei's arms. Aunt Mimi doesn't want him anymore. You should get him out quickly. Lin Mei patted Man-Man on the back and turned back to ask me what was going on. I went with the flow. Man-Man didn't want my horse anymore, which was just right. I don't want him anymore. I think you two look like a mother and son, so Man-Man will be given to you. Man-Man came out of Lin Mei's arms and asked in surprise and joy, "Really, are you really going to give me to Aunt Mimi?" I nodded with a smile, but from now on he is your mother. Man-Man was as happy as a child of only 7 or 8 years old. That's great, Aunt Mimi. You will be my mother from now on. He hugged Lin Mei again, and it was obvious that he really liked her. Oh my god. Lin Mei finally realized that something was wrong. She let go of Man-Man and strode over. Zhang Shui, did you suddenly think of something? A look of horror suddenly appeared on his face, and he grabbed my arm tightly. Where's Dong Dong? Where's Dong Dong? Give my son back to me. I pushed him away hard. Your son, do you want your son or my son? Give your son another life. Lin Mei took a breath and said, Nini knows. How did you know? I stepped forward and raised my hand to give him a heavy blow. Slap, you beast. Lin Mei, wait for jail time. Lin Mei wanted to say something, but was interrupted by a loud slap from me again. Man-Man saw this, immediately rushed out of bed, stood in front of Lin Mei, raised his hand to hit me. Bitch, you are not allowed to hit my mother. Aunt Mimi, you are my mother now. Get out of the way. I pushed her away. Don't worry, little bastard. You are not far from death. Lin Mei instantly turned into a mother beast protecting her cubs, hissing and roaring. You are not allowed to curse my son. He wanted to rush up to hit me, but I kicked him away. Enough, Su Yongnian growled. Look at what you look like. I turned and went back to Su Yongnian. Yongnian, you take care of things here. I'll wait for you in the car. You should know what to choose. Don't let me down. I looked at him affectionately and then I went out, and Lin Mei's sharp voice rang out behind me again. Su Yongnian, give me an explanation, Mom. Man-Man actually chased out and blocked my way. Mom, don't you want me anymore? 11 for Man-Man. Although he has been by my side for 13 years, I no longer have any love for him. I only remember his cold and ruthless eyes before he died in my previous life. With a sneer, I shook off his hand that was holding my arm. You are not my son. You are your sister and aunt's son. Besides, haven't you wanted him to be your mother for a long time? No, Man-Man shook his head. I was just saying that in anger. He is very good to me and I want him to be my mother, but he has no money. He is a pauper, a lowly and inferior person. Mom, I don't want him. I only want you. For the past 10 years, I have been doing everything myself and trying my best to teach Man-Man how to be a human being. Lin Mei has only been here for a few years, and she has taught him to be like this. He is indeed the child of Su Yongnian and Lin Mei. I hate him so much, a lowly and inferior person. You are his child. So, you are also a lowly and inferior person. Man-Man finally became afraid and cried and begged me. Mom, don't abandon me. I was wrong. I will be obedient in the future. I stayed away from that woman, he said. He wanted to come forward and hold me, but I pushed him away. Get out of here, you're as disgusting as your mother. Lin Mei ran over and hugged Man-Man in her arms. My son, we don't ask him to get out. Man-Man beat Lin Mei hard, as if to vent all his hatred and disgust. It's all because of you, you bitch. You're not my mother. Get away from me. Lin Mei was heartbroken. Mom, I'm your mother. I'm so good to you. I watched this scene coldly and felt very happy. Although this kind of happiness was a little superficial, I felt very happy. I glanced at Su Yongnian on the side again, and I turned and left. Soon Su Yongnian called. He called from a new number. Zhang Shui, let's talk. Okay, we agreed to meet in my private wine cellar. Su Yongnian, the true face of this man, was undoubtedly exposed at this moment. Zhang Shui was right. Dong Dong is our son. I'm sorry that I was confused at the beginning and did something wrong. Can you forgive me? I sighed. I know that when you married me, you hadn't let go of Lin Mei. After all, she was your white moonlight. But now you only have me in your heart, right? Su Yongnian paused and nodded. Let's live a good life in the future. When you have dealt with the matter of that mother and son, come to me. My son and I will wait for you. After I finished speaking, I stood up, patted Su Yongnian on the shoulder and left. Soon I received another call from Lin Mei. She really had no choice and cried and begged me. Now only Dong Dong can save Man Man. Jiang Shui, no madam, please help me. I beg you. I kneel down for you with my leisurely hands. Brother Huan, aren't you curious about how I know the truth? Lin Mei paused. Obviously he also doubted it. Man Man should be hopeless. Su Yongnian also knew this. He had admitted his mistake to me and promised me that he would return to the family and live a good life with me and my son. So Lin Mei, I can't help you. You'd better find a cemetery with better feng shui. If you think if one cemetery plot is not enough, then buy two. If your son dies, you probably won't be able to live either. By then, Su Yongnian should bury you and your son together because you were in love. Han Jiangxue, shut up. Lin Mei screamed. Man Man won't die, he won't die. I shrugged and said, just be happy. As for Lin Mei, I have already told him what I should tell him. Now it all depends on Su Yongnian. He still can't let it go. Lin Mei has been struggling these days. I call him almost every hour, urging him to quickly resolve the issue of Lin Mei and her son, or divorce me. Our Han family's legal team is waiting for him, and it will be no problem for him to leave the house with nothing. Su Yongnian, this man, is a man of integrity in front of Lin Mei, and he has shaped himself into the image of a domineering president. In front of me, he was gentle as jade at first, but when he saw that I was devoted to him, he became high and mighty and used me. My love for him controlled me, but in the final analysis he was just a sophisticated egoist. He loved no one but himself, and within a few days he went to break up with Lin Mei. My people filmed the scene of his breakup with Lin Mei and sent it to me. Lin Mei was hysterical at first. Su Yongnian was very patient at first, but finally he lost his patience and pushed Lin Mei to the ground. Are you annoying, Lin Mei? I have been giving in to you in everything because you gave birth to my son. Now Man Man is dying and I have nothing to worry about. I warn you, stay away from me. If you come to bother me again, I will kill you. Lin Mei stared at Su Yongnian in a daze and suddenly laughed. Su Yongnian, it was not until today that I saw your true face. He glared at Su Yongnian and spat fiercely. Su Yongnian was too lazy to pay attention to him, turned around and left. Su Yongnian, go to hell. Lin Mei stood up abruptly and stabbed Su Yongnian's waist with a knife before Su Yongnian could react. He pulled out the knife and stabbed again. One stab after another. And soon Su Yongnian fell down. A few hours later I received a call. The police asked me to go and identify the body. Su Yongnian was dead and Lin Mei was detained. He applied to see me in the detention center, and when he saw me, Lin Mei knelt down. Jiangsu, Su Yongnian is dead and I can't get out. Man Man, you are the only one left now. I beg you, please save him. I will never see him again. Man Man is your son, and he will definitely be filial to you in the future. I shouted, Su Yongnian is really stupid. I told him to break up with you and I would live a good life with him, and he really believed it. You didn't let me down. You went to see Su Yongnian with a knife and got rid of him for me. It was also revenge for me. You two teamed up to exchange for my son. I don't know how much I hate you. As for your son, let him wait to die in the hospital. Ming Lei is crazy. Han Jiangxue, you devil, I will kill you, I will kill you. I left with Lin Mei's crazy voice and returned home. My parents had already completed the admission procedures for Qingqing and found a famous teacher to give him extra lessons. I believe that soon Qingqing's life will be back on track. A month later, Qingqing not only became fatter and taller, but also much more cheerful. Every day after school, he would pull me to tutor him in cultural subjects. I asked him if he wanted to. Dad hugged my mother gently and said, I have you and Grandma and Grandpa, it is enough. I am already very grateful to my mother. At this time the mobile phone rang. It was the hospital calling. I answered the phone and the doctor told me that Man Man had just taken his last breath and was still shouting for his mother before he died. I hung up the phone directly and let him go to hell and wait for his mother. Lin Mei's case was sentenced to death a year later. Now their family of 3 can be reunited in hell, and my Qingqing still has a long way to go. What awaits him will be the most beautiful future. The full text is over.